Well, congratulations on The Strangers.
Thank you, thank you.
I was making a lot of noise in the theater at the screening.
Yay. I'm happy to hear that.
In a good way.
Did it actually get you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
And I've seen the original, and
Were you a fan of the original?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to play on HBO again and again.
Right.
So I was excited to see this one coming out. I mean, were you a big fan of the original?
Total fan of the original. And what we've done in this one, the first chapter anyway, because it's really a giant script, is we, went to the DNA of the original because we really didn't think we could do better than that. And, there's a whole new generation of fans that don't know the original. Then there's the OG fans that do know the original. But the setup, that terrifying setup of just, these three people en masse show up, knock on the door, then play with you for hours and then kill you. That is terrifying, that's real, and that's true horror. And that's what we were after doing. We now go a step further and we'll take you a little bit behind who's behind the mask, not in some big dialogue scene, just as glimpses into the dark minds, right? And we'll take you through a character that survives something like that, and then for 3 or 4 days is locked in an environment she can't get out of while they're literally pursuing and hunting her. And to actually be realistic in so much as if you were Maya, who started off going on that job interview across the country for that drive, totally normal person as we all understand something, and you had to go through that, what would it really do to you physically, emotionally, in all ways?
Well, that's great. That's a great tease. I'm so excited to see what's to come. I mean, how do you feel about this sort of strategy of releasing 1, 2, and 3 all in the span?
I think it's awesome. I mean, if they do it, because we're giving the fans, what they want quickly. I mean, we were just making one giant movie. It's too big to play. So we broke it into 3 different parts. Great. But if you go and see the first movie and you're like, oh, cool, I love that. It's like, not being able to watch your next episode of television or something like that. So we should give it to them as quickly. And you probably saw, these movies are meant to be experienced in the theater. I mean, it's like watching a Marvel movie. Like some movies, just the sound and everything, it changes the experience and the enjoyment of it. So yeah, I think the studio's on board for that. They want to make the fans happy. There are other factors beyond their control, obviously, but I think that's fantastic. I love the whole idea that the whole thing could come in a year and you don't have to wait 5 years of your life to get it. Yeah. I think the fans really, every time we've gone to a con and we say that, they totally cheer and say, yes, that's what we want. Yeah, so.
That's awesome. And I think it was the same hotel or maybe nearby where I was doing the junket for Arthur the King. Also produced. I mean, that's sort of a wildly different movie.
Totally. But I mean, if you saw the dog out there, that's my dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so big dog person.
Yeah, I mean, what do you like doing more, do you think? A movie like The Stranger?
Oh, they're entirely different. I mean, Arthur is such a great feel-good story. It's based on a true story. I mean, I'm such a dog lover. When I read that story, saw the original video on ESPN, I was like, oh my God, we got to do this movie because it's it's a tearjerker, I love playing in this milieu of horror. I love what we're creating here because it's sort of new in the milieu, and I like both. It's the honest. I mean, I've done I've done YA as well, right? So I like to play in different places, but I mean, I'm kind of interested for the next 3 or 4 years. I think staying here.
Yeah. Well, Red Sonja.
I've got some other plans. Yeah, Red Sonja, obviously, but that's fantasy.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thank you.